Yeah, that one, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and half-dollar-sized hail as well.
So that, there's Minden. Here's the velocity. This is 53 miles an hour, 58 miles an hour. That's 2,300 feet above the ground, but that could possibly reach down to the ground with, kind of an enhanced wind gust. So, man, that's just about into Minden. Hopefully folks that are doing cleanup work are kind of battening down the hatches or getting to some shelter, because this is a pretty strong storm about to move through Minden. New severe thunderstorm warning and potential hail indicated back. This is sort of a lagging indicator. This would be sort of where hail did occur, and then the newest would be sort of the hail is now in here. There's a camera here, a DOT camera, I think, that's at the 880 split here. I don't know if anybody can try and find that for us. If not, but it's in a spot that's going to be underneath the heavy rain that will be occurring, and possible hail too, and along that on up into Persia, Iowa. So that moving on through the area there. Tornado warning again. This one went till 2:30, so it's got a little ways before it's going to expire here. But the velocity still nothing very tight in there. And I don't know if Nathan is still here in Emerson, but that would be a spot where he's probably looking at the base of these clouds still, but doesn't appear. All right, so he's going to maybe try and get out further ahead of this and see if something intensifies more as we get downstream. One thing, Luke, a lot of times we talk about these, when you get a bunch of cell mergers like that, that's not particularly good for, well, it is good. I mean, it limits the chances of initial tornado development, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because cells that are kind of out on their own have the best way to organize and get the spin that's required to cause a tornado. And if you got a good feed of moisture into it, when you get them all clustered together, not too much. Perfect. Thanks, Katie. So this is what I was asking for, I-80 and 880. You see it raining there. This is, I'll zoom in right here in the north-central, northwest part of Pottawatomie County, where 80 and 880 come together, kind of just south of Yorkshire and northwest of Minden and northeast of Neola. You see it all right there. Quite a bit of rain coming on down in that spot, and possibly hail too. There's the indication about to move in. This is not perfect, but if I animate this, you'll see where the potential for largest hail was, kind of has tracked northwest Pottawatomie County. And if I go back an hour, you'll see how this was sort of.
Hey, Bill, it looks like we might have a new
Omaha.
tornado warning here.
Oh, okay.
For Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page County, Iowa, yeah. That's out till 3 p.m. Still just radar indicated rotation, and they're also seeing half-dollar size hail in there.
Thank you, Luke, for being vigilant on that. It's a spot that that cell, we talked about it spinning up down there around Hamburg, and now continuing to intensify. And, maybe it's this back edge here. Let me stop the animation here. Go to the latest picture. It's kind of right down here, right around Summit. Imogene is going to be in the path here. Summit looks like it's just a little place marker on the road, but Imogene is a little community right there. And that's going to be in the path of a possible tornado. It's this area right here. And let's look at the velocity on that. So we've got a little bit of toward in there. Don't see anything super tight. Here's the SRV, same thing. So that, again, tracking northeastward here with the potential for a tornado to spin up. So we're just continuing to monitor. Again, this stuff, so far, haven't seen it happen. Hopefully it doesn't. But I imagine eventually one of these cells is going to organize enough. Now, this one is just about over Shenandoah, so pretty soon it'll be past that. Red Oak is in the tornado warning area. Tornado siren's probably going off for that. Clarinda, not quite there yet, but you're in a bad spot. where these storms can intensify before they get to you. Then, of course, Corning and Bedford also in a bad spot where this stuff will intensify further. And Creston, have to watch that also very, very closely here. So newest tornado warning goes until 3. That includes a portion of Fremont County, portion of Page County, and also a good chunk of Montgomery County, and actually probably catches a tiny sliver of Mills County. So that's the cell right there. And again, now the Omaha Metro is in the clear, Luke. Do we have I'm just curious what our 2 o'clock temperature is at Omaha's Epley Airfield.
Let's take a look at 2 o'clock for Epley Airfield. We were at 64 degrees, so we've cooled quite considerably since when these storms really started going. I think our max temperature I saw was about 73 degrees. So we've cooled a little bit, and then if you even look further behind these storms, the area where the front has already came through, in other areas in eastern Nebraska, they're in the 50s.
Yeah.
So a lot of cooling, a lot of difference between that cold air and the warm air with temperatures, closer to 80 degrees in some areas in western Iowa.
Yeah, and you got to be in the warm air for it to have the chance for these severe storms to intensify, and they will. But we're in the cool air now, so we're in the clear from severe weather standpoint. A few more showers farther out to the west. I know, I believe Waverly was saying on the news earlier today that the baseball games, the Big Ten tournament, had been pushed back. The 10 a.m. game that was supposed to be is now 4 p.m. And the Nebraska game, I think that's Nebraska and Ohio State, that's pushed all the way back to 8 o'clock for tonight. And by then, we're probably going to be done with precipitation. Could get a few more showers by 4 o'clock or so, some of the stuff out to the west of us.
Yeah, Bill, we're getting reports now of a funnel that's halfway towards the ground, just south of, I believe, Imogene. That's a little bit north of Shenandoah.
Okay, there's Imogene. And, this is not super, organized here, but I believe, you got a lot of spotters go out in these areas here, but this toward is back toward Omaha, and we don't have a strong away couplet there, but certainly in that vicinity here. So this would be the spot here. That's US Highway 59 right there. Comes north out of Shenandoah, so it's well north of Shenandoah we're talking about. But just south of Imogene, right in through here, possible tornado. Funnel cloud sighted there. Again, that's going to track east, northeastward. And tough, again, with the atmosphere as strong as the low-level wind profiles are, some of this stuff gets stretched out, and the funnels may not be perfect up and down. You may be kind of tilted at an angle going up, but that's why spotters are out there, and that's why they do training every year to try and get a good feel for what's happening. Just a little tiny sliver of this warning goes until 2:30. The velocity scan there also not particularly impressive. Best one we have here is this just west of Essex, the toward Omaha here. So right in through here. We'll see if that's going to tighten up further. Let's loosen that up here and look at the animation of that over the last 30 minutes and see if we can note anything that right in through here. So that green toward right there wasn't there before. So this would be our spot. Good news, this is going to be just barely northwest of Essex. And, sometimes I get viewers that are upset that we're rooting for a storm to go one way or another. But, honestly, if we have a choice, and we don't, but if we're looking at things and you got a community here where you have, 100 people or 200 people or hundreds of people, you'd prefer the storm to be in open country and not be in one of those communities. So this area of rotation here is just south of Imogene and also just west of Essex, but it looks like it's going to track kind of in between the two communities, right along Highway 59 right now, and then tracking off to the east-northeast. So Red Oak, you're up here. You're in the tornado warning. Should monitor closely because this is headed in your direction. Some hail potential, which is also pretty typical of a strong thunderstorm, sort of on the, the updraft is here, the air is rising, and the hail is biggest usually just on the north side of the updraft. So there's our spot right through here. There's the velocity scan as well. All right, any camera, we don't have Nathan Moore anymore, so he was sort of up in here. Hopefully he's getting into a safer spot. Maybe if he gets back over here to Red Oak or something, he'll see this kind of coming up from the southwest. But that's our area of rotation just south of Imogene, Iowa, and just barely northwest of Essex, which is down in Page County.
And Bill, emergency managers are saying in Montgomery County, the funnel we were looking at has now dissipated.
Great. Well, we're happy to see that. So, you know, if you're up here in Montgomery County, you know, they have a fairly clean site off to the southwest. Let's look at the reflectivity here. You know, this is what we're looking at, this sort of curved hooking feature right here, just northwest of Essex and just now east of Imogene, which would be the really northwest corner of Page County in Iowa, and about to enter Montgomery County. And the warning there goes until 3 o'clock for this afternoon. So that's place we're looking at here. That looks like our live view of dual pole. So here we are, with that being the strongest toward right in here. So just east of Imogene in Iowa. And there's a look at it on our dual pole radar. There's a live look at the radar. That's the Weather Service's radar. That is their velocity. Here's our velocity. So here's our spot right here, best toward, little bit of a way, just on the east side of Imogene right now. Tornado warning there. Continues until 3 o'clock. Let me widen all the way out here. Okay. Okay, Nathan Moore is getting over east around Red Oak, trying to get in a spot. So he's looking probably off to the east, so kind of where the sky is a little clearer there, and to kind of get in front of where this thunderstorm is currently located. So this is kind of going in a process of reorganizing. It may take a little time for that to happen. And as long as it does, it can still sort of re-intensify into a storm that will produce a tornado eventually. We hope it doesn't happen until it's beyond Red Oak, but it's this area right in through here we're watching pretty closely here. I'm going to move this over here. Just sort of recenter some of these views for us. So that's the only tornado warning we're really following, is this cell to the southwest of Red Oak right now. Julie.
I do have an update on a graduation that was supposed to happen tonight.
Okay.
Central High was supposed to graduate over at Baxter. Because of disruptions of power and water today, they will not have the ceremony tonight. So today's graduation ceremony for Central High School, Omaha Central, rescheduled for Friday, May 24th, 7 p.m.
That's tough.
Yeah.
You know, people
Plans
sure. For a long time, parties, and now delayed there. But important information, Julie, and just, you know, one of the side effects sometimes of the stormy weather, you know, people just have to kind of monitor situations and know that they can change. And when you have, you know, graduations and things that are going on in the month of May, it's a tough time of the year. We tend to get these stormy periods and weddings also. We have some real issues with some of that. It's a good look at the last couple of hours that these storms sort of evolved over Omaha. Never quite came together over the metro. Big hail came down here, hit Saunders County, but especially right over Fremont. A lot of damage likely there. and now these cells tracking into western Iowa. It looks like they're, kind of coming together into one, but not quite organized. Let's hope it just keeps on going before it gets organized. We do, as we mentioned, have a upper level system pushing on through, and Luke was saying how pretty much all of central and eastern Iowa, they've got that TDS tornado watch, particularly dangerous situation as these things come eastward. They'll probably keep on intensifying, and you either are going to get super strong straight line winds, or you'll get individual thunderstorms that produce tornadoes. This is Omaha proper, and you can see the low clouds are moving in, and we've got cooler air moving in, temperatures down in the 60s, but we're in a lot better shape right now than we were. All right, I'm going to get back in here. This is the area of rotation right in here toward and away. That is, right over southwest Montgomery County. There's Coburg, there's Red Oak, there's Emerson, a bit of space in between there. You see the animation. This is moving out to the northeast. The warning goes until 3 o'clock. See the warnings now kind of exiting Minden area. That thunderstorm tracking northeastward. That's dual pole radar in through here. And it, again, showing you the thunderstorms over that area here. So I'm going to look at this.
Yeah, and Bill, their emergency managers are watching funnels be produced in rotation just northwest corner of Page County, kind of closer to the Shenandoah area. But I do not believe there's a tornado warning on that yet. They're just keeping their eye on it.
You're right, Luke. I mean, that's this cell here. Shenandoah is right here, and it's just north of Shenandoah near Essex. But a lot of times the southern cell has the best combination of inflow and twist in the atmosphere. So maybe this will wind up with a tornado warning soon too, but the good news is it's just past Shenandoah now. Here's the velocity on that. And it does look like we've got, kind of an away toward there, but most pronounced here southwest of Red Oak. This looks worse, or, more organized as it did, and that's our dual pole super Doppler radar, so the most live scan we can give you here, right around climax, which is just a little tiny spot there, A Avenue and 260th Street. But the toward and away is going to be heading toward Red Oak. Let me see just a brief lapse there. You can see tracking up here. Man, if you're in Red Oak, this is headed for you. So at the very least, you're likely to get some strong winds and worst case, possible tornado. So right now, I know there are spotters out there looking at this stuff, but this is headed right for Red Oak. And you should be in your safe shelter place, as we've got a tornado watch, tornado warning for Red Oak until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And this is how the radar looks. And boy, Luke, yeah, you're right. That one to the south there, that looks nasty. Just as the reflectivity shows you that kind of hooking nature to it. Wouldn't be surprised we get a warning on that one too. That's pretty common in situations where this stuff is developing. You don't know which one will be the main storm. Will it be this? Will it be this here? Will they merge? Will that keep it disorganized until it gets beyond Red Oak and beyond Villisca? Fingers crossed that happens, but we don't know. 2:30, the only current tornado warning is this one for Red Oak. And there's actually not even a severe thunderstorm warning on that cell to the north of Shenandoah around Essex, but it looks like it is developing and probably will continue to develop. That's the animation. There's the radar, and you can just sort of see how it is stretched on the tail end. That's probably that cold front is sort of pushing in here, and you got that warm, moist air feeding in, so it's going to want to turn there. All right, so Nathan Moore is in Red Oak. I don't know if we have his stream. There we go. So he's probably trying to get into a spot where he can see this storm coming in from the southwest, but it's tough, right? He's got a bunch of cameras, and when he stops, he can, give us the different views, but when he's driving forward, that's kind of all you get. So you have to see where he's currently located. But in Red Oak, following the thunderstorms, tracking through there with, again, the tornado warning for Red Oak. And, ordinarily we might not stay with this, but there's a spot where, here we've got pretty strong couplet right here. It's just 5 miles or so southwest of Red Oak. So if you're in Red Oak, this is, maybe it's 7 miles southwest of Red Oak, but it's going to be headed in your direction along with the potential for large hail. That's our dual pole radar. That is boy, that looks about as good as we've seen so far, Luke. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a tight couplet.
So let me just put a little track on this. And what did we say our storm motion today was? Something like 45 miles an hour.
I think even quicker than that. Some of these at 55 miles per hour.
All right, let's go 50. We'll split the difference. So the timing of that would be 241 to Red Oak if it maintains. And it's pretty tight little couplet here. Hopefully, it stays just northwest of Red Oak, but it's close. I mean, that's obviously too close for not going into shelter. You're in the warning. You're in a watch. We've got a tight area of rotation right here. You should definitely be in some safe shelter. Let's look at the correlation coefficient and see if we see anything there. Don't see anything remarkable. Very pronounced little hook right here. And the velocity scans support what we have right in that area here. So this is our spot that we're watching right here, just southwest of Red Oak. And there's the reflectivity. So this would be it right here, this hook. Not very far, but hopefully far enough. So possible tornado. A lot of spotters. Montgomery County, really, they put people out. I know they've got people looking at this thing. I'm sure if there's a funnel, they could probably see it, but you're getting into a situation where, if you're a spotter here, you can't see that. You've got rain falling and you won't see. You got to be pretty close into this area here to see right under this little hook right here. But the velocity is such that it still looks pretty impressive. This is inbound toward Omaha, or at least toward our KETV tower, and outbound away, and I'll see the speeds that we've got here. Away at 33, and inbound at 41, so that's pretty strong. That's a really tight little couplet. This is the National Weather Service's radar. Similar looking couplet. Again, there's ours. Really tight right there. So away and toward. Again, there's Red Oak. There's Emerson. This is US Highway 34 that it's going to pass over. Hawthorne shows up on the map. McPherson. Just a couple little areas there. Let's go to Nathan Moore's picture. I'm not sure where he's at. He's in Montgomery County there near Red Oak, and he's looking at that. Look at that. So right here, this lowered cloud and rain, and it's tough because you're in a spot there where, is there a funnel in there? Really hard to say. And, we believe this is rain coming on down there, but if there is a little funnel inside here, you would have a hard time seeing it because of the rain that's coming on down. Boy, what a spot. Nathan just gets him into these places where he's watching radar, he is, kind of looking at the storm motion, and he tries to get to a spot where he has a view here. That is just a terrific spot, though, where he's looking at it. And again, this is our live radar here, and it's right there toward away couplet, just barely west of Red Oak, Iowa, where there's a tornado warning, goes until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And, you got to be really respectful of that. If you're in Red Oak, please get to some safe shelter. I will just move this back a few minutes and you can kind of see where it's gone. So this is where we're at right now. This is where it was.
We just got a report from Montgomery County, emergency manager. They say tornado on the ground.
And that's really, really close to Red Oak. And Nathan, had that view and does have the view. Okay. Oh, there it is. See, in the rain, you just sometimes have a hard time seeing, but now that is it. That's incredible. Nathan Moore, right on the spot there, just barely southwest of Red Oak, Iowa. Tornado, wrapped in some rain, so hard to see from too far away. And really impressive. He's in a great spot where he can move if he has to. Let's hope this is a quick, maybe it'll lift back up. This is, right now, just, oh boy, couple miles west of Red Oak is it. There are a fair number of homes. The biggest population of Red Oak is right along Broadway Street is the main drag there. But this is an area now where you've got some homes. I've zoomed in. This is about Oak Street, which is a highway, county highway H34, just south of the main US Highway 34. It looks like between G Avenue and M41 is what we've got right there. So let me just look at the different scans. That's NWS velocity. That's their SRV. This is our velocity. And there's the very latest that we have. Wow, look at the tornado here. All right, so it's on the ground now. Let's see if we've got anything on correlation coefficient. Does look like possibly to the northeast there, but doesn't look really pronounced. But really strong couplet right in through here. So this is our spot, just barely west of Red Oak. You see the rain coming on down, obscuring a little bit, still a very pronounced funnel and tornado, reaching the ground here. He's in a spot where it looks like if he's right in Red Oak, this is going to pass just barely west and north, and the rain is kind of wrapping in front of him now.
Looks like we might have a new tornado warning as well, Bill, for
Okay.
Montgomery and Page County, Iowa, out till 3:30 p.m.
Is it radar indicated?
Yeah, this one just radar indicated rotation.
Yep. So that is the, what we've been following that, Luke, the storm just to the south. And there we go. That is now just barely northwest of Red Oak. So on the map there, I've got Red Oak, and this is crossing Highway 34 right about now. In fact, just barely north of Highway 34, and State Highway 48 is the north-south route. And so that the couplet that we're seeing is this area right here. These actually are going away from Omaha, the speeds there, at 48 miles an hour, and this is coming toward Omaha at 38 miles an hour. So right in between that. So very tight little couplet. About 1 mile northwest of Red Oak is where this thing has gone. Unfortunately, there are homes, you can see them right here where you got these little squiggly lines. These are going to be driveways off, and it looks like this thing is sort of in that area here, and then to the north of that there. Notice the biggest population concentration right here of Red Oak, and then this is the couplet. So now a purple polygon for the confirmed tornado, and there you can see it just barely, a mile northwest of Red Oak. There's Red Oak. This is the tornado right here on dual pole Super Doppler 7 radar, that live view. So it's crossed Highway 34 right here. That's the new scan that just updated into there. Here's Red Oak. Here's the tornado. I'm certain it's probably still there. Let's see if we've got anything as far as, doesn't look like a debris showing up within there. Let me take that off here. Reflectivity, velocity. Still, boy, is that close. So, Red Oak here. There's the tornado right here. Stinnett is going to be right in the path here. Let me see how we have as far as population. And okay, there's a few little spots in here that are going to be in the spot. And then Elliott is the next bigger community that potentially will be in the path. Let's hope that this thing will weaken a bit before that time. But we've got still, looks like, tornado here just a couple miles northwest of Red Oak, crossing through Montgomery County and about to cross, I believe this is Highway 48 when I zoomed in. Yep, State Highway 48. Just about to cross that northwest of Red Oak. Let me go back out because we do have another tornado warning for this cell down around Essex, northeast of there. And just want to check the velocity. Doesn't look as impressive there. Still very impressive right here northwest of Red Oak. 180th Street and G Avenue, where it's located right now. And then this is State Highway 48 right there. It's going to cross across that as it heads in the direction of this little marker called Stinnett. Hopefully, we didn't see much in the way of damage there. Obviously, with the tornado that was there, if it hit anything, we would obviously see some damage. Love to see the video again. This is just a little bit ago. Nathan Moore, very near Red Oak, Iowa. See the rain coming on down in the funnel. I was mentioning earlier that it's just so tough sometimes to see through the rain depending on your location, but there the apparent funnel and tornado where it had reached down to the ground. Hopefully an open country. It's so close to Red Oak, but it looks like the city of Red Oak was just about 1.5 miles to the southeast, so this for sure will be one of those the Weather Service will have to track and investigate the path, but that was recorded just a little bit ago when this cell was just southwest of Red Oak. It's now north of Red Oak, just about to cross State Highway 48. There's a new scan for us here. So on that, it is all the way up here. See how fast it's moving here. This is these are all the away colors right here. This is out. These colors are going away from Omaha here, and this is coming in toward Omaha that way. So this is our best rotation right here. State Highway 48 and just about to 150th Street right now, north of Red Oak now. Clear that out. So our viewers down here in Montgomery County, watching this very closely for you. And down here into the area just east of Essex, still looks like there is pretty pronounced area of wind there, some rotation, large hail, so certainly an intensifying storm, and that just east of Essex to Nyman now. That really still looks pretty impressive. Nyman, small little area there, but sure there are some homes right there too. So underneath this one, not a confirmed tornado, but this one is over that area just north of Red Oak, right here. So Stinnett shows up on our map. This is away, this is toward. There's our strongest circulation now on live dual pole Super Doppler 7 radar. See the flashing purple line, that's because of the confirmed tornado. This is now east of State Highway 48 and north of 150th Street. And this is the area of best rotation now, which is a little bit looser, right? We've got the best toward here and the best away there. So maybe This is lifting a bit. Boy, Elliott is really close in here, and Elliott has a fair amount of population there. You can see the community right there. So that is, if you're there, you should be in a tornado-safe shelter. As we have seen this be a tornado, and it's tracking up just very near Elliott right now, just south, a little bit looser because these are toward and these are away, and the radar at this point is 3,200 feet above the ground. So we're looking up into the cloud level. And before, when we had the tornado, there's a new scan that just came in for us, the tight red and brightest green were right next to each other. So they're still pretty tight right here, just south of Elliott. So it's going in your direction. And if I drag this back, it's still here, right? So it crossed State Highway 48 right there, right here, Stennett, and still shows up. So just about into Elliott right now. It's going to be close as it passes very near there. And it's still not a confirmed tornado down into Page or southern Montgomery counties here. All right, so this still looks fairly substantial. Look at the correlation coefficient. I never saw anything. This would show a blue blob if there was some non-meteorological targets in there. Hard to say on that. There's reflectivity, the normal radar. There's the velocity. Elliott, the next little community, right in the path with the tornado warning until 3 o'clock. The Weather Service did a really good job of kind of giving us the lead time. This is about as far as it would go by 3 o'clock was the estimation. Looks pretty good. Let's see what happens with the next scan, though, as it comes up into that area. North of Red Oak now. There's Red Oak down here. All right, how about this velocity? A little looser. Still there in our live dual pol. So we're watching this spot right here. Let's see what happens on its next scan as it comes up to Elliott right here. That's better. Don't have the red and green quite next to each other. Here's Elliott, but we do have an away and a toward fairly close together here. So that warning goes until 3 o'clock. Let's see what happens as this gets closer to Elliott. Right now, large hail, which is kind of what you expect. Big updraft just on the northwest side of that. You've got your biggest hail, heavy rainfall occurring in there, and the couplet. So we want to see, what we'd really like to see is the green and red not be close to each other. They're still fairly close together right here, just on the south edge of Elliott. So this is very, very close call here. County Highway M55, Kirkwood Avenue, right here. And this is State Highway 48, where it makes a turn, and Elliott's right there. And by our estimation, this would be the tornado, if there is a tornado, right here on the south edge of Elliott. So we're going to just wait one more scan and see. Maybe it will pass just barely east. This is the community. Luke, could you just Google search real quick? How big is Elliott, the population of Elliott, Iowa?
Sure.
Katie is quick on that. Thank you. 338 people. And you see it looks like there's some city streets off to the southeast here. So they're directly in the path of where this is. I want to see the new scan when it comes in here. Looks like it's still some area of rotation there. There's the reflectivity, heavy rainfall, possible hail. Boy, it's like you're just waiting and watching for the next one to move in here, but this is it's, right about on top of Elliott. And as it moves in, we'll see. State Highway 48 right there. This is toward Omaha. This is away from Omaha. These winds are 33 miles an hour away, 20 toward. So not nearly as impressive as it was before. Hopefully this is just rotational off at this point. We don't know. Haven't seen updates on that just yet. But right in through here, and the warning goes until 3 o'clock. And by that time, what we're tracking is going to be sort of exiting the warning area.
Hey, Bill.
Yep, Luke.
And we just got another report. I think this is the warning just south of here, near the Hepburn area. It's kind of in between Hepburn and Essex.
Yep.
Where they're saying a large funnel clouds have been reported in the past 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay. Let me see if I can find that here on, that looks like a new scan just popped in here. So just now east of Elliott, right here. So this storm, the center of circulation tracked just on the southeast side of Elliott and continues. And now from this point, this is going to be southeast of Griswold, which is good. Katie, how big is Griswold? That's a little bigger population there. We had 338, I believe, were for Elliott, but Griswold's 994, so almost 1,000. That's going to miss to the southeast. This is going to track up in the direction of Lyman here, which looks pretty small if there is anything there. So pretty rural where we're getting to now. I want to get back down to this area here, Essex. Trying to find Hepburn on the map here, but I don't see.
Yeah, it's a little bit east of Essex.
All right. I've got Nyman and Bethesda.
And that report was about 8 minutes ago, so it could have pushed a little bit further to the north and east.
You bet. I mean, we're getting in closer to, there you go. Right on the Montgomery-Page County line right here. This looks much more ominous from the standpoint of, and it's a little farther north here. So that is a much more pronounced away towards. So that's just southeast of Stanton. And that looks really impressive. And we had reports of a large funnel, not necessarily on the ground, but right here. All right, we're not certain exactly where Nathan Moore's at, but he's got a shot for us. Let's go with it. Wow. Okay. So this is, you're looking at the base of the cloud here and then the rain, and he is, possibly in a spot here where you're going to see this. This good thing here, north of Villisca, east of Stanton. Boy, he's right in the path here where this is at, because we've got the velocity couplet. Look at that. This is that's a really tough spot where he is, kind of right looking at the lowering. It's probably a funnel, just hard to see on the definition here, but you see that couplet, that red-green couplet, just a couple miles southeast of Stanton and a few miles west of Villisca. That looks like it should be a tornado, the way we've seen the radar today. And likely is right on the edge of right there where we're tracking with dual pole. And it still is just now midway between Stanton and Villisca. This is a little bit behind because this is the Weather Service radar. It takes a couple minutes for the data to get in there. But hopefully, I mean, this is amazing, right? But you got a lot of space out in the country here, and this looks like it's going between Villisca and Stanton. And boy, look at that. I mean, that's incredible where Nathan is at. I mean, he's looking right at this, so he should be able to move out of the way if he has to. But east of Stanton and north of Villisca, you know, kind of where I believe that's Highway 34 and Highway 71 come together. And that is a nasty looking funnel right here. Can't tell with the trees. I imagine he would know if it's on the ground there or not, but tornado warning in effect for this area. The other warning set to expire at 3, oh, look at that right here.
Yeah, and they just recently newly issued a tornado warning. It looks like kind of in front of these boxes, a little bit further to the east.
Yep.
Out till 3:45, and those counties would be Adair, Adams, Cass, and Union, Iowa. And on top of that, a flash flood warning out for Adair, Audubon, Carroll, Cass, Crawford counties. Those would be the counties in our viewing area, and that is out until 9 p.m.
Wow, look at this, Luke. My goodness, let me get out of the way there. This is Nathan with the funnel. I mean, tracking just barely east of him. Look at the lift going on right there. I don't know if he can pan his camera now. Look at that. So I gotta believe there's, I think that's tornado right here. At the very least, it's very, you can see the air lifting up in there. Man, he's right there watching this. For sure. You can see there you go. Look at that right there. Wow, is Nathan close to that? There's the lift going on the ground here. So this is that newly formed funnel. And he is closer to Stanton than he is Villisca. Look at that thing. That's crossing that Highway 34. Right now, look at the car stopped. So here's the funnel. And you can see we're getting, maybe there's little bits of tornado on the ground here. What a spot. He's in there. This, again, tracking. Look at the car stopped right there, waiting for it to cross. So look at that. So the air is rushing up into this thing here. There's the funnel. Look at the cars right here. And the air blowing into it here. So look at this funnel. And we'll call it a tornado because it appears that there is some dust and stuff being kicked up through here. So this is just barely north of Villisca and a few miles east of Stanton. Look at those funnels right there. Incredible. And you can see these little protrusions here, but there was dust being kicked up. You see it through here. Little swirls. I'm looking off in the distance of the monitor, and I'm not, my eyesight's not super great, but it looks like, you know, open country here for the most part as this is tracking just barely north of Villisca, Iowa, and crossing U.S. Highway 71 right there as it moves farther and farther east. What a spot he was in to see that. So confirmed tornado warning there. Flashing purple, obviously, as we've seen it right here. And north of Villisca, Iowa now. I'm going to get out of the way here so I can zoom in and show you the communities. This is right 34 and 71. Tenville is a little marker on the map. Doesn't show much, so hopefully not many, maybe just a few homes there. We're pretty rural here. Ceola, another little marker on the map. Don't see anything there, so that's good. So we're pretty rural here into very southeast Montgomery County, tracking up. The other earlier circulation that we had is now near Lyman, but not quite as pronounced, and getting out of our velocity range here. Okay. Let's get back to this one here. How about the correlation coefficient? Yeah, it sort of shows it up south there. Doesn't look like we had anything maybe south of Stanton there. here. Maybe looks like this would be a bit of debris here. That's just northeast of Stanton, right there, within that. Sure looked like there was some dust and debris kind of swirling up there. There's the velocity couplet, still very tight. Just now east of Highway 71 and north of Highway 70, east of Highway 71, north of Highway 34. Dickeyville shows up on the map here. Again, just sort of a placeholder. Sometimes these names get in here as they were old townships or, so confirmed tornado continues that whole path there for northern Adams County and extreme southeast Cass County in Iowa. We know that that's been a tornado right here and about to cross into Adams County from far eastern Montgomery County. So Luke, kind of what we were thinking was going to happen earlier. Nathan's got damage, so unfortunately this thing hit something. Yeah, it did. You know, we were thinking that it was pretty rural there, but hit something. Look at the trees. Oh, trailer flipped over. Look at those trees right there. So for sure, that looks, I'm guessing, well, could be Highway 34 or Highway 71 because he had to cross both of them. Sometimes it's hard for the cars to get out of the way where they came through there. But now he's tracking perhaps farther off to the east here in the wake of that. So where he would have been, that looked like that crossed right about here, the highway, and now this is our area of best rotation, just to the northeast of Villisca now. Moving away, confirmed signature. That's a tornado debris signature that shows up on the map here. That says it would have been just north of Villisca where there was the debris.
And a few minutes ago, Bill, Des Moines National Weather Service, they continued that tornado warning that we're looking at right now, and they threw the considerable damage tag on it as well.
Right. I mean, Luke, it showed up in purple on our links display here, which is typically how it shows, right, when we have a confirmed tornado. But yeah, damage and, you know, hard to tell how big this is now, but, you know, it is tracking northeastward and it looks as strong as it's looked right now. So it's hard for Nathan, you know, where he was just barely north and west of the tornado, which is a really close spot. I mean, he had to be certainly within a mile, maybe within a half a mile where that thing tracked through and then out to the northeast. And now it is entering more rural northwestern Adams County. This is not going to hit Corning, so that is certainly good. I'm going to zoom in, see if there are any towns in the path at all. Let's take the damage marker off here. Strand doesn't look like anything. How about Carbon? That I think is Katie, what do we got for Carbon population? Maybe I'm guessing 75 people. $36. Okay. Well, this is going to be essentially in the path of where this storm is, and it's, you know, it's missing Corning for sure, and that's all we've got. Quincy's a little place marker on the map there. There's Carbon, and there's our tornado. So in open country, well northwest of Corning, if you are out here in northwestern Adams County, northwest of Corning, right now this is a couple miles north of Highway 34, and about 4 or 5 miles now, 4 miles east of Highway 71. So 190th Street, 175th Street going northward, and then Chestnut Avenue, Cherry Avenue, Birch Avenue. Those are the areas that are going to be immediately under the path of this. And I could give you, there are really no places that are in there that are going to show up on the map for us. So carbon is the only thing that shows up with a population of 36. Look at this now, Luke. We got a new little spin area here showing up there. Yeah. Boy, wouldn't that be something? But that looks really tight. So this is the tornado that was northwest of Villisca. Got a new area of rotation spin right here that is just to the south, which a lot of times will happen when you've got this updraft going, you get some rain, it sort of diminishes the updraft here and a new updraft forms a few miles to the south. So it's possible that this will become a new tornado.
Yep.
Fantastic. Luke, we got a new warning and
Yeah, it
another
looks
Nathan
like
Moore shot.
they just put that out until 4 p.m. and it's just radar indicated, by the way.
Right. Sorry about that. So this is the tornado. It's now a funnel, but that's what came by just north of Villisca. And Nathan is tracking that. And still a very pronounced funnel. And you can see how you just got to be in the right spot to be able to see the tornado there. And then, look at this, tightening up again here. Just got to be so vigilant. But this other area that I'm highlighting is going to be closer to Corning. That's it right there. And Luke, you said new tornado warning there till 4?
Yes, that is until 4 p.m. for Adair, Adams, Madison, Taylor, and Union counties in Iowa.
Wow. All right. Well, here's the funnel, just a little farther to the north there. And if you're in Corning, you're in the path of this next circulation. Boy, Nathan is just in the spot there. Wait, so he's showing the funnel there. It's amazing driving, able to show this kind of stuff, the feed that we get from in here. But there's the funnel. And it's tough. You don't know. That circulation might be a lot lower and it just isn't showing up. Sometimes you'll see a funnel like this, and then all of a sudden you'll see something spin up on the ground, like maybe down through here as it's sort of stretched out, what's feeding up. It is getting a little ways away, but you can see right through here and down on the ground. There you go. Look at that. Wow. So the funnel aloft, but obviously a tornado connection to the ground here, spinning up right through here. Wow. Unbelievable. Northwest Adams County, about 5-6 miles northwest of Corning, but you see it spinning right through here. And it's tough. We're relying on a cell signal to provide this coverage for us, which is just amazing out in that area. Look at it, still right here. Incredible. So yeah, and here's the funnels kind of snaking down now. If you're only focused on the cloud layer, sometimes you miss what's happening near the ground. So Nathan, just vigilant, being able to look and see and look not just up at the cloud, but get the view down toward the ground, and more damage showing up in here. Hopefully that's just trees. Looks like it is. This is the almost transparent funnel, but tornado occurring in that area still now northwest of Corning. There, funnel showing up better here. And the funnel shows when the air is rising most vigorously and you have enough condensation to produce that cloud that we see. But sometimes it's almost invisible, but the wind is circulating enough to cause damage, which we've seen through this spot here. All right, obviously some debris in the air, and you see on our scan there the damage indicator. This is out of our dual pole range. Luke, you probably can switch our radar back over to conventional mode because we're
Sure.
a little out. There's the funnel again. All right, so this, again, is just 6-7 miles northwest of Corning in Iowa. And got this cell phone signal here, this feed from Nathan there, right here. It's amazing, and you'll see it occasionally just a little ways aloft there too, and then the base of the cloud itself. Wow. Look at that. Still the confirmed tornado showing up in this area just north, there it is, just north of Corning. And Nathan's a little bit of a distance away to get that view for us. That's pretty amazing. That rain isn't in between Nathan and the tornado that's occurring there. But that northwest of Corning, kind of near Quincy, is the marker on the map. There's his view. Thanks, Luke. I'm going to zoom in here on this here.
Looks like a newly issued tornado warning, Bill, for Audubon, Cass. Those are the two counties in our viewing area, and then it extends beyond that as well. That is out till 4 p.m.
Wait for it to pop on the map here. It looks like there's a real couplet here, but that's getting out away from our viewing area up into Carroll County. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings, Audubon and Cass?
No, that is a tornado warning.
All right.
And it also looks like a trained oh no, actually this is the National Weather Service saying they have 2 tornadoes on the ground currently, one near Corning and the second north of Carbon.
Wow. Yeah, so we're watching this area here. Let's zoom back in on the velocity scan here. Wow, this is tough with this one coming into Corning. So this is the one that we had tracked earlier. And we had talked about Carbon. That's the storm that Nathan initially saw. And now it looks like this is a tornado, and this is going to come dangerously close to Corning, but maybe just to the northwest. I mean, here's Corning. We got to have several thousand people there in Corning. Katie, if you could look that up real quick. But here is the SRV right there. So right here, 1,500 population of Corning, but this is going to go just on the northwest edge of Corning, so that would be good. That would be fantastic. We've seen some damage. You know, you hope people can get out of the way of these things, but likely a tornado here in the central part of Adams County, which is where Corning is the county seat of, and this would be the area we're looking at here. This is tracking east-northeastward, but close just northwest of Corning. And then let's look at the other one. Still pretty impressive. But again, pretty open country. The only other community is Mount Etna, and that looks really small. How many people in Mount Etna of Adams County, Iowa? Otherwise, we're really rural out here, but doesn't come up on the population. So it's just a place marker there. And there are no other communities immediately in the path of that all the way up along the line. So that's great.
Hey, Bill, the National Weather Service in Des Moines is saying radar confirmed tornado near Exira or maybe
Exira?
Exira, excuse me, and it's a few miles to the east-northeast of Elkhorn.
Gotcha, right here. Interesting that it's not showing up on, it didn't pop in here on this, but this is Audubon County and well north of Atlantic, north of the interstate, along Highway 71. And it would appear that this is the away toward Couplet here, so near Exira, but tracking this way, and radar with the potential tornado there. All right, so that is in this area here. So this is kind of what we feared was going to happen back around Omaha, and we're thankful and fortunate that it didn't. But these things are really getting going now. But they're starting to exit the Channel 7 viewing area. Corning, close, but it looks like just barely northwest. Right here. Boy, that's really close. This right here looks like a tornado, kind of tracking this way, so it's going to be close to Corning.